My name is Uzair, and in this video I'm going to go over my project, Modern Age E-learning, and how I made it, and what the website overall is about. Now, to start off, e-learning is basically education, electronic learning, and this is a big thing for students nowadays, such as myself. For those who do not have enough time to see professors during study hours due to other things going on in life, such as work and whatnot, and wanting to better excel on certain subjects, I resort to e-learning, such as an example would be Khan Academy. Being able to access a website anywhere I am, as long as I have the technology for it, in order to practice what I'm struggling in and or want to do better in, and things of that nature. So that is basically the basics of it, being able to access certain subjects of matter, not having time, and all that's really required is having the technology and internet, which is huge now. So in order to create this website, I used a program called cPanel. And cPanel, I can access right here, as I've already have it up. We use this to program using HTML codes and tags in order to add things such as pictures, words, anything you see in a website would originally derive from cPanel here in regards to my website. So I'll access the public HTML where mine is stored. And to show you, I'll access my index HTML. So as you can see here, it does look intimidating at first, but it has all the coding here that I use for the page, such as pictures, background color, padding, layouts, anything pertaining to that. Now, there's also style tags, and basically it's trying to make the website as nice as possibly can be, and doing certain things like making sure the text is readable, how big the text is, adding certain things like the current date, and overall aesthetics to the website to make it pleasing. Now, as you can see here, my picture was also, this was taken, I cropped it using a tool called Pixlr. The picture here, I uploaded via my phone and used Pixlr in order to crop it and make it better to view for my website up here. The GIFs as well, as you can see popping up here, we uploaded. For the GIFs, we used an online program in order to upload them. And for my banner, as you'll see on the next page, which I will point to before we get into this, I also used Pixlr as well. And that overall helped establish the background to my project and just overall layout. So to get into this, we'll go to the purpose page first. I can access the purpose page from my table of contents. And this I also created using cPanel, having the table of contents with the links in order to bring it to certain pages. And as I mentioned before, this is the banner I created in Pixlr, and it has everything like the title of my website, my name as well, and adding that picture in there too. So for the purpose, first question asked is indicate the name of the innovation and provide a clear description of its intended purpose, such as the problem that the innovation solved, the opportunity that the innovation created, or the discovery that the innovation made possible. Now, overall, e-learning came at a time where technology is advanced, where we can easily access any e-learning application, website, whatever it may be, anywhere we are, as long as internet connection is established. E-learning, as I mentioned before, is helpful for those who are always on the go, who do not have time to spend with professors, or just have like the availability that others don't have, and it's just there for you. With certain programs such as Khan Academy, there's sort of videos that are presented that help you better understand the material from different points of views and aspects, and that's presented here in the video I have here. I'll play that real quick for you, and And I used organic chemistry as an example, a class I did struggle with, and I used this e-learning platform in order to better excel in the class. Now, while waiting for the video to load up, oh, there it is. So as you can see here, I'm demonstrating the use of the website. Very easy to use, very intuitive, and it's just step by step, helps you go over the certain subject as you access it. As you can see, I'm doing that now in the video, and they'll have multiple videos, as you can see there, and they'll have videos with the professor who goes over certain problems and tries to present the material to you in a different form than maybe your professor does, which is really nice because it helps you learn from a different aspect, which I find very useful because some professors' style of teaching may not be useful for others. Now we'll go to the next section, impacts. B, explain a benefit and or harmful effect of the innovation. So a big thing about e-learning is that it came at a time where, elementary school, middle school, high school, laptops are being available to use, and I know technology is a big issue nowadays with kids. Seeing that the internet is vast, and being able to limit its use sometimes is possible, but sometimes students will find ways to get around it. But at a time where this is happening, promoting the use of e-learning is a big benefit that I see, which could be used to better help students of younger generations prepare for themselves for higher levels of classes, or just if they want to excel better. And it's very intuitive too. There's certain programs, platforms as well, that will create games for students that are younger to help them learn certain things. And overall, I find it to be a big benefit to society. But I could see a harmful thing being brought up in an argument is that exposing children to technology early would lead them to be more distracted and not giving them the time to spend outside, and or they're getting carried away on the internet. Like I said, it was vast. But in order to prevent these kinds of things, I believe that just showing everyone the benefits of this innovation would better promote the use of it, and rather not show it at all, and just have the internet be something where everyone can just use to do random things on, just not. And a harmful thing of this innovation would be, exposing children to technology at a younger age. And I know technology is a huge thing that older generations are not really inept with in regards to younger kids being exposed to. But overall, I feel like this is more beneficial than it is harmful. And as you can see here, I have a video uploaded, and this video goes over the impacts of e-learning, and can of a student interviewed at URI here. And by pressing play, the video will play. And using a reference tag, I added the videos as well to the to my website. C, explain the impact that the innovation has had on society, economy, and or culture. The impact that e-learning has had on society is great. Big thing that I found e-learning has done so far, as I've done research on it a bit, is that in third world countries where professors are not readily available, or students have only the ability to take up to a certain amount of classes and not being able to afford and or endeavor in the classes they would like to, e-learning is huge. And as you can see in the chart here, the big country would be Africa. The continent, would be Africa and Eastern Europe, and other continents like Eastern Europe, Latin America, Middle East, Asia, Western Europe. It's huge. For North America, there's a bit of decline, but from who I interviewed and myself, and just going around and using the survey, I've been able to generate that it's being readily implemented here at URI. Indicate one field. And for the internet, I guess the internet is basis of any e-learning, as you do need electronics with internet capabilities, in order to access the online platform itself. And for a global impact, e-learning itself is huge. I found it changed a lot of learning styles for a lot of students across the world. As you saw in the previous graph, I showed, continents, Africa, Eastern Europe, using these platforms in order to better excel in studies is huge for them, and not only for them but for us as well, as we college students using it to better learn subjects in a different style of teaching, and in order to quiz ourselves, test ourselves, having that option is huge, and I found that to be a big global impact. Now, relationship to data. Describe how the innovation consumes data as input, produces data as output, and or transforms the data. Now, I'm going to refer back to Khan Academy again. Now, that website itself, I'll zoom in on this graph here, tracks your progression. Certain subjects that you're studying will track the progression of you using those videos as well. Like I was using it to help myself with HTML coding and what is programming itself. These videos I watched, it tells you when you watched it, gives you energy points, as in how much time you put in and how much focus there was. And as you can see, I fell off quite a bit. Once when the videos I've learned quite a bit, didn't really pertain to me anymore. I stopped using it. But for my other email that I used on the program, you can see it. The graph goes quite up and down a bit from various subjects I used to study. And another graph it does produce is showing this right here, what you spend most of your time with. So now I spent most of my time with Intro to Programming and the HTML validation video as well, and that just all shows you right there, which is really nice. So it uses the data, actively storing data while you're using the website in order to create this output to show you for the student itself that what you are doing and tracking that for you. Now, describe at least one data storage concern, data privacy concern, and data security concern related to the innovation. Concerns do arise in all areas of the cyber world, and with those concerns, obviously there's things such as data breaches, and now we do have ways to set up against this. There's certain measures implemented to help against data breaches like data encryption, but overall that is a big concern, for Khan Academy, getting your email and password and certain information that could be valuable to one person. Now, for my last page, I'll show you my references. First reference I used a lot here was educational technology. On this page, I hyperlinked it, was able to access here. And this was huge for me. I had a lot of information, different venues added in that I could grab information from as well. And that is my project on e-learning. The link and everything will be attached so you can view it yourself, and hopefully you enjoyed.